Did Pontius Pilate regret his role in the death of Jesus? A closer look at his letter to Emperor Tiberius. What if I told you that Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor who sentenced Jesus to death, later regretted his role in the crucifixion? What if I told you that Pilate wrote a letter to the Roman Emperor Tiberius, not only discussing the trial and crucifixion of Jesus, but also his resurrection? These questions lead us to explore a fascinating document that has sparked much debate and interest, the alleged letter from Pilate to Caesar. In this episode, we will dive into the contents of this letter, analyzing what Pontius Pilate might have conveyed to the Roman emperor about the events surrounding Jesus. Could Pilate have acknowledged Jesus' miracles, his profound teachings, and perhaps even his resurrection? What insights does this letter provide about the appearance of Jesus? Details that are not even found in the Gospels. Stay with us as we unravel these historical mysteries. But before we go further, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with others who are curious about the fascinating intersections of history and faith. A glimpse into the letter from Pontius Pilate to Emperor Tiberius. The letter starts with a formal address, Pontius Pilate to Tiberius Caesar the Emperor, greeting. Pilate describes Jesus as a man of great virtue, still living among the people, widely accepted by the Gentiles as a prophet of truth. However, his own disciples call him the Son of God. Pilate writes, "He raised the dead and cured all manner of diseases. A man of stature somewhat tall and comely, with a very reverend countenance, such as the beholders may both love and fear. His hair is of the color of a chestnut fully ripe, plain to his ears, whence downward it is more orient and curling and wavering about his shoulders. In the midst of his head is a seam or partition of his hair, after the manner of the Nazarites. His forehead plain and very delicate, his face without spot or wrinkle, beautified with a lovely red. His nose and mouth so formed as nothing can be reprehended. His beard thickish, in color like his hair, not very long but forked. His look innocent and mature, his eyes gray, clear and quick. In reproving he is terrible, in admonishing courteous and fair-spoken, pleasant in conversation mixed with gravity. It cannot be remembered that any have seen him laugh, but many have seen him weep." This detailed description of Jesus is extraordinary, providing a physical portrayal of him that is not found in the canonical Gospels. Pilate's vivid account suggests a man of striking appearance and commanding presence, with features that both attracted and inspired reverence. Pilate's observations on Jesus' teachings and miracles. Pilate continues, noting the profound impact of Jesus' teachings. "He raised the dead and cured all manner of diseases. A man of stature, somewhat tall and comely, with a very reverend countenance such as the beholders may both love and fear. He raised the dead and cured all manner of diseases." This passage not only highlights the miraculous deeds attributed to Jesus, but also underscores Pilate's awareness of the extraordinary nature of his actions. Pilate's letter implies a deep recognition of Jesus' influence, suggesting that even a Roman governor could not ignore the stir caused by his ministry. Pilate's account of the trial and crucifixion of Jesus. Pilate's narrative moves to the trial and crucifixion, where he reflects on the growing hostility of the Jewish religious leaders towards Jesus. Pilate describes their envy and the political pressures that led to Jesus' condemnation. At length, the chief priests, moved with envy against him to take away his life, resorted to me with one who betrayed him, and with violence drew him to me, who being examined by me concerning the basis of their accusations, answered them with much modesty, and with no sign of reluctance, though he was at times adorned with great eloquence. Despite the demands of the Jewish leaders, Pilate struggled with his decision to crucify Jesus. He describes the ominous events that followed Jesus' death. "And in that very hour that he was crucified, there was darkness over all the world, the sun being darkened at midday, and the stars appearing in their brightness, and the moon as if turned into blood failed in her light. The universe being thus darkened, the dead that lay in their graves rose and appeared unto many." Pilate's vivid description of these supernatural events underscores the gravity of the moment and hints at his growing sense of guilt and unease. He continues, "When my mind being troubled, I hastened to take water and wash my hands of the blood of this just person, the like of whom hath never been before." This act of washing his hands is a symbolic gesture of Pilate's attempt to distance himself from the execution of an innocent man, a gesture recorded in the Gospels and immortalized in Christian tradition. Why did Pilate describe Jesus in such detail? One striking aspect of Pilate's letter is the great detail he uses to describe Jesus' appearance. Why would Pilate include such meticulous details? In a time when image-capturing devices did not exist, the physical description of someone of great importance was crucial. This allowed the readers to recognize the person in question, should they encounter them in person or hear about them from other sources. Pilate's description of Jesus, his hair, his face, his stature, paints a vivid image that would help any reader visualize the man who had become the center of so much controversy. Pilate's reflections on governing Judea and the influence of Jesus. Pilate's letter does not solely focus on Jesus, but also provides insights into the challenges of governing Judea. Pilate writes, "Recent events in my province have been of such a character that I thought I would give the details as they have occurred, as I should not be surprised if in the course of time they may change the destiny of our nation. For it seems of late that the gods have ceased to be propitious. I am almost ready to say, cursed be the day that I succeeded Valerius Gratus in the government of Judea." Pilate's words reflect his frustration with the tumultuous political environment of Judea. He describes Jerusalem as one of the most difficult cities to govern, with the ever-present threat of insurrection. The presence of Jesus, preaching peace yet challenging the established order, added another layer of complexity to Pilate's rule. The letter continues, the miracles and teachings of Jesus. Pilate's letter further discusses the remarkable presence of Jesus. Among the various rumors that came to my ears, there was one that attracted my attention in particular. A young man, it was said, had appeared in Galilee, preaching with a noble unction a new law in the name of the gods that had sent him. At first I was apprehensive about his design to stir up the people against the Romans, but soon my fears were dispelled. Jesus of Nazareth spoke rather as a friend of the Romans than of the Jews. Pilate's account reveals his perception of Jesus as a figure who, rather than inciting rebellion, preached messages that aligned more closely with Roman values than with Jewish nationalist sentiments. This perspective might explain why Pilate allowed Jesus the freedom to move and preach, despite the rising tensions with the Jewish leaders. The alleged description of Jesus' appearance. A particularly intriguing part of Pilate's letter is the description of Jesus' physical appearance, which is not found in the canonical Gospels. Pilate describes Jesus as having golden-colored hair and beard, which gave him a celestial appearance. This account has sparked much debate, as it differs from the traditional Middle Eastern features often attributed to Jesus. Some scholars suggest that this description might have been altered or embellished by later scribes, while others accept it as a genuine portrayal from Pilate's time. Regardless of its authenticity, this description adds a layer of fascination to our understanding of how Jesus was perceived in historical accounts outside the Bible. Pilate's internal conflict and the decision to crucify Jesus. The letter reveals Pilate's internal conflict as he faced increasing pressure from the Jewish leaders to act against Jesus. Despite finding no fault in Jesus, Pilate was aware of the potential for unrest and the limitations of his military resources. He wrote, "One of the rebellious Jews, so numerous in Jerusalem, having asked him if it was lawful to give tribute to Caesar, Jesus replied, 'Render unto Caesar the things which belong to Caesar, and unto God the things that are God's.' It was on account of the wisdom of this saying that I granted so much liberty to the Nazarene, for it was in my power to have him arrested and exiled to Pontus But this would have been contrary to the justice which has always characterized the Romans. Pilate's decision to ultimately hand Jesus over to be crucified was a political maneuver to maintain order, even though he recognized Jesus' innocence. He viewed Jesus as neither seditious nor rebellious and extended him protection unknown to himself. However, Pilate's reluctance to execute Jesus was overridden by the pressing need to placate the Jewish authorities and prevent potential uprisings. The significance of Pilate's letter. Pilate's reflections in his letter provide a unique perspective on the events surrounding Jesus' crucifixion. They offer a rare glimpse into the mind of the Roman governor who played a pivotal role in one of history's most significant events. The letter shows that Pilate was not merely a ruthless official, but a conflicted man who recognized the extraordinary nature of Jesus. Moreover, Pilate's account adds to the historical evidence of Jesus' existence and crucifixion, complementing other sources such as the Pilate stone, a dedicatory inscription found in Caesarea Maritima that confirms Pilate's role as the Roman prefect of Judea. Together, these sources provide a compelling case for the historical reality of both Pilate and Jesus. The Pilate stone, archaeological evidence of Pilate's existence. The Pilate stone, discovered near Caesarea Maritima, is an ancient artifact that provides tangible evidence of Pilate's existence. The inscription on the limestone block reads, "To the divine Augusti, this Tiberium, Pontius Pilate, prefect of Judea." This artifact confirms that Pontius Pilate was a real historical figure, serving as the governor of Judea during the time of Jesus. The inscription highlights the Roman practice of dedicating public works to the emperor, reflecting Pilate's administrative duties in the region. The Pilate stone, alongside Pilate's letter, bolsters the historical credibility of the accounts of Jesus' life and crucifixion. In conclusion, the letter of Pontius Pilate to Emperor Tiberius and the Pilate stone together offer a fascinating glimpse into the historical context of Jesus' crucifixion. Pilate's detailed descriptions, reflections on Jesus' teachings, and account of the supernatural events surrounding his death provide a unique perspective on the profound impact Jesus had, even on those outside the early Christian community. These documents not only affirm the existence of Pilate, but also contribute valuable insights into the life and ministry of Jesus, bridging the gap between historical evidence and the biblical narrative. As we reflect on these accounts, we are reminded of the enduring significance of Jesus' message and the lasting legacy of his life and sacrifice. Thank you for watching. If you found this exploration insightful, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click the bell notification icon to stay updated with more explorations of faith, history, and truth. Share this message with others who seek understanding, and may the knowledge of Christ's love and sacrifice continue to inspire and guide you. God bless you, and Amen.